Hi there, my name is John Stevens, pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we're part of the ELCA, and welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text and we tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree. This is for the seventh Sunday of Easter, and we are looking at Philippians. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're continuing in the letter of Paul's letter to the church in Philippi. This is in the second chapter, and so if you are following, if you want the Ascension text, you could take a look at the video. I'm going to say video above this. Depends on where you're watching it, but look for the RCL, the Revised Common Lectionary one, if you were doing the Ascension text. On the Philippians text, it's an interesting hymn. Is this sense of singing of what Christ has done for us, and it can get interesting trying to do a children's sermon on it. So the line that I'm focusing on and the idea that I'm focusing on is near the end, where Paul says God is at work in you, because right before that, there's a kind of a strange, at least strange for me, that we're working out our salvation with fear and trembling. There's that, and as a Lutheran, I go anytime we talk about works, it's less so, because we know that all of our works are based on the love that God has for us. So we can talk all we want about works, because that doesn't lead to salvation. God's already taken care of that. So God is at work in us. What a wonderful gift when we can become insecure, worried, anxious, to go, no, the promise is that God is at work in us. So the two items I'm looking at is, one is yeast, and either you can bring yeast. It's very, if you haven't played with yeast in warm water, when you put yeast just on the top, you can actually start to see it. Okay. There's that. You can also, the other is that at the Dollar Tree, they have the expanding toys. Now there's two kinds. One, they're little caplets that in like warm water, they'll dissolve, and the little dinosaur will expand, and it's a little dinosaur. Or you've got ones that they say grows 1,000 times or 100 times, 300 times its size, and it starts off like this, and 300 times its size is that, but still. And I don't see how it works. The same way with yeast, when I'm working it in the bread and then it sits and it expands, I don't see it working. I don't know how it works, but I know from what I see, I see that it is working. I have no clue how it does that. And I'm looking at that. There's times where I go, when the promise is God is at work in us, that is an act of faith and an act of trust that God says to us, you are loved. I love you with all of my being, and I have chosen to be at work in you. In the gift of baptism, we are claimed as children of God. When we are blessed, we are reminded that we are children of God. So on this day, when we are talking about God is at work in us, what I'm going to focus on, and I'm suggesting you do the same, is have the kids bless each other, and then have the congregation turn to each other and bless them, bless their neighbors. Say, you are a child of God, and God loves you now and forever. Or, you are a child of God, and God is at work in you. What a blessing, what a reminder that God is with and for us. So that's the direction I'm going. I'm hoping it can be a springboard for your own thinking. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a fantastic week.